Hello, Douglas County, and welcome to another episode of The Outlet. And today we have a special episode with a special guest, Norman Reedus. Wait, no, that's not his name.
Wait, what is your name? Rodney Norman.
Yeah.
We're keeping that.
Rodney Norman. And today we also have our co-host, Joseph Ziegler from the Roseburg Receiver. So let's get into it. How you doing today?
I feel special.
Good.
I'm feeling pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Accommodating. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. So definitely curious about your backstory. How did this all start?
Oh, wow. I was born for 6 years. So, 16. No, this whole comedy thing. I'd always wanted to do comedy when I was a kid, but I didn't know how to get into it. So I was pursuing theater and all that kind of stuff. And you get older, you get reality hits, and you go, you're probably not that. And I had one time I walked into an audition, and usually when you audition, you walk in there, and there's a table, and there's one or two people, maybe two others, and walk in there, you got your sides and script, and you walk in there, and they say slate, and you say your name, agency you work for, and then you read what part you're reading for, and they say thank you. Walk out. This one time I walk in there, there's 4 people there. And they didn't ask me a single question. I didn't say a single word. I walked in there, stood on the mark, and one lady goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry. One ear's too bigger than the other. Your nose is lopsided, and I have no idea what's going on with your eyes. This isn't going to work. So just go ahead and go." Wow. I'm like, oh. Okay. Well, thanks, I guess. I don't know. So, you get that kind of rejection all the time. It's like, plus, life, start working, big bills. And eventually I joined the Marine Corps. And just before I went in, I met this woman who
became rather consistent in my life. And so I married her. And we had a bunch of, after we got married and had a house in North Carolina, and we'd have young Marines come over and people from church and stuff, and we'd just have little get-togethers. And we had one particular occasion, we were making fun of drill instructors. And so I was just acting out, making fun of some of the things that I saw. And after everybody left, my wife looked at me and she goes, "You need to do stand-up. That's what you need to be doing." And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to get into it, whatever. And she kept pushing me, took me to a first live comedy show I'd ever been to. And after I sat there and watched it, I was like, yeah, okay, I think I can do this. Still took me a couple more years till I finally got the nerve. And when I finally did, I got an open mic and said a couple jokes that got a lukewarm reception, had a minor guffaws from a few audience members, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm doing forever. And I just never looked back, just kept doing it. And so I did stand-up for many years, but after a while, we had kids, and being on the road all the time was kind of a drudge. I'm like, I got wife and kids I'd much rather be with than trying to, entertain a bunch of drunks in a bar in Billings. Yeah. And so I just decided comedy was just going to be a hobby, basically, until the kids got grown up. And once they got grown, I started really pushing it, started booking stuff out. I was going to hit the road. And then this interesting thing happened in 2020, if you guys are familiar with a little COVID thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So, I remember the date, March 16th. Everything closed, and all this work I'd been putting together was gone. I'd booked out probably going to be one of the best years of comedy ever, and it was all gone. And so, I had nothing to do but sit around and complain about toilet paper and face masks like everybody else did. And got a little tired of that. And so I started just making dumb videos. And a couple of them blew up. And next thing I know, people cared and noticed. And so I just kept making more videos. And as time has gone on, people started figuring out that I do stand-up comedy. And so... eventually had a gentleman contact me and asked me to come to Roseburg. And
Very
I was
nice.
like, wow, I get to play Roseburg. I never in a million years thought I'd ever get to play in Roseburg. Mostly because I'd never heard of Roseburg.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Well, that checks out. Yeah.
but no, we came here and did a show in the middle of the week. It was like a Wednesday at Urban Blends.
Mm-hmm.
It was a new place at the time, and packed it out. And I was like, I think I dig Roseburg. So
Oh, yeah.
I've been coming back at least twice a year since then. So
How many states do you think you've played at so far?
all of them.
All of them. Wow.
Yeah. I haven't done an official show in Hawaii yet, but
Okay.
everywhere else I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's a lot of fun though, because I just get to meet people and tell them jokes.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I make money at it.
Right.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time I lose money, but I'm still having a good time.
right.
So
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I went to your show last night, and I noticed after the show, you had that couple walk up to you, and like you're out there like being a virtual therapist for some people.
Oh yeah,
And like
yeah.
that kind of impact. That's super interesting.
That's the most amazing thing because the videos when I started making them, it was loosely based on my grandfather who was an alcoholic, and he used to pull me and my cousin aside and tell us these weird stories and give us life advice when he was half sloshed. And so I'd always wanted to do something about him because he was just such a funny character to me as I was growing up. And I was sitting there one day watching Instagram, and a friend of mine who's a very successful guy, very
Very charming, very good looking dude, works out, he's got a nice tan, married to a beautiful woman that makes a lot of money, lives in a mansion, has a swimming pool, drives a Ferrari. I mean, he's everything you would ever want to be, right? And he's decided he wanted to become an Instagram influencer. So he's putting out these videos, really well produced, and of him, next to the pool or in his Ferrari. And he's doing one day, and he's telling people, "Hey, do you feel like you need permission to be successful? Well, I'm here to tell you have that permission. But just know the only person you need the permission from is you." So it's a great message.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're looking at this guy going, "What does he know about my life?"
right.
You know what I mean? And it just dawned on me. I thought that it was funny. And then that's when I put it together. I was like, that's it. My drunk grandfather as the world's worst life coach on Instagram. And so my goal was to make fun of my friend. And so I just started watching all these different videos that are going, they're all just saying the same thing over and over again. I mean, there's a couple of these influencers. I think there's one guy that he has just 5 messages he just rotates, and it's just him standing next to a different car or a different swimming pool telling you the same thing. Believe in yourself and manifest your dreams. And that's it. And he's getting millions of views. I'm going, what? This is nonsense. And so my whole thing was, I'm just going to start doing the same thing, but instead of standing next to a fancy car or a beautiful woman, I'm going to stand next to a tree or a dumpster. And
Yeah.
the videos aren't going to be perfect. My hair is a mess. I'm just wearing a t-shirt half the time. Cars going by, you can hear, and the audio gets messed up. Sometimes the camera falls down. Who cares?
Yeah.
The world's worst motivational speaker.
That's a goal, man. That was the whole idea. I was just trying to be as bad at this as I could be. And for whatever reason, it just connects with people, and like every message is positive. I'm not trying to, mock or ridicule anything other than just the pretentiousness of this whole thing. And by just being as unpretentious as I can. And next thing I know, I became one of them. So, but it's an amazing thing because, yeah, I'll do the comedy and make people laugh. But, it's people coming like that. Like her in particular, she had lost her mother. At the same time, I lost my daughter. And so, and she'd used my videos to help her through that, through a divorce. And because, my message is like, look, life is messy. It's not perfect. Just deal with it. You're going to be fine. You're going to get through it.
Right.
We put too much emphasis on the wrong things. We think that if our life isn't 100% perfect, that somehow we're getting ripped off. And it's like, no, nobody's life is perfect. Even the people you think are perfect, they've got all kinds of issues, different issues. And, one of them isn't, paying bills, but
Yeah.
they still got issues,
Right.
So, so it's been an amazing experience, from that end, and I get people writing me messages all the time about how certain videos will connect with them at a certain time, and as I said, a lot of that is just trying to be. I think what I unveiled in myself in doing it is just that pure honesty, just dropping all the pretentiousness. Stop. I'm not trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm just delivering an important message as honestly, as earnestly as I can. And it's just connecting with people. It's amazing.
Yeah. And to hear it come back, I mean, it's like more than just comedy. It's like you would never know that someone's listening to your show. It's like having a really hard time and you're helping them through it while you're up there on stage, just making fun games and,
Yeah.
Such a
Well,
huge
it's
thing.
just knowing that, life goes on.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest messages is just you're going to get through this. You're going to be fine. And the people that have, gone on to better existence, they don't want you to be miserable, so every time they don't want you to break down in tears and become a complete nervous wreck.
Right.
They want you to be happy. So be happy.
Yeah.
In a world that tells people that you're destined for greatness and you're the main character, why is it important that you tell them that they are nothing special?
Well, as they say, if we're all special, then none of us are special.
Right.
Well, I think that whole thing of that you're destined for greatness, amazing thing. You know what? What do we even think greatness is? I mean, that's probably the biggest problem is that we think that having the most stuff and being popular, being famous, all this that this is success. And it's like I've seen a lot of people who are very well known, very successful, who are horrible human beings.
Yeah.
And then I've seen the opposite. I've seen people who have absolutely nothing, who are the kindest, most generous, amazing human beings you would ever hope to be friends with.
Yeah.
And seeing that spectrum, it's like, we just emphasize the wrong things for what's great. Just being an amazing human being who's there for your family and friends, that's greatness.
Yeah.
Just being someone that other people can look to for strength and for some sort of comfort in their time of need. That's greatness. Not, hey, I sold 1 million copies of a book and have get to go to Cabo every other weekend. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
So it's kind of redefining things for people and just getting away from all that nonsense. And that's why it's funny when I did that video, the first one that I told people you're nothing special. The message was, hey, look, we're all going through trouble. We all have our issues. We all have problems. None of us are getting out of this unscathed. So you're nothing special. You're not being singled out by the universe. Mm-hmm. God does not have a personal assault towards you. It doesn't have a grudge against you. Just this is what this life is. This whole experience is pain and discomfort. and somehow we find our way through it and help each other through it. That's the beautiful thing about this life. So, you're nothing special. We're all going through it.
Yeah.
And so when people get upset about how dare you, it's like, okay, tell me you didn't actually get the video at all.
Without telling me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I have a lot of people who just do not get any of this stuff. They think that I'm mocking or ridiculing different things, and I'm like, you're just stupid, and you just
It's like what you were saying last night at the show. Like, not everybody's going to get the joke.
Yeah. I didn't see it last night, but usually I say, look, I just want you to know that I got into comedy because I love people. I love making people laugh and solve their troubles. And so I just want you to know, if at any point in time tonight you're offended by anything I say or do, please, from the bottom of my heart, it's because you're stupid.
And you probably should not ever come to a comedy show.
Oh man.
Well, in some cases,
Why are you here? That's what I want to know.
you're supposed to be at a different kind of show.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, that was good. That's I like that. Gosh, you said it a certain way too last night, where it's like not getting the joke. That's a you problem.
Oh yeah, maybe that's you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I go. I have a joke that never works. I don't know why. I've tried. You have jokes you tweak and you work and you kind of find how they make how to make it work. And I have this one joke that just never gets anything. I mean, just the audience is just like, we have no idea why do you think this is funny? And it's funny to me that it's not funny. and so I just tell the audience, most comics would drop this and just go, this joke doesn't work. It's just kind of slowing everything down. You should just get rid of it. And I'm like, you know what? The audience doesn't know. You're not. I'm the professional here.
Yeah.
So I just leave it in there because that's how I establish my dominance.
Well, so going to all 50 states, do you do like research on the town before you go do how do you decide on what you're going to be talking about that evening?
I usually I like making fun of the town and making fun of the people and all that stuff. And I try to avoid the typical jokes, the ones that you expect there to be. I'd like to go have I like to go have experiences. Like I put out this time that I was coming around and say, hey, I'm going to be in Roseburg. What's fun things to do? And the trend that I noticed of 99% of the suggestions they were all, leave town to do something fun.
Yeah.
Everything was, hey, you should go to Crater Lake. I'm like, it's an hour and a half away. You know what else is an hour and a half away? Portland, California, the coast. I'm like, you're telling, I mean, it's like,
what's there to do here? Go somewhere else.
Just go somewhere else. That was it. I was like, okay, it's the general consensus.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's fun just getting to meet people and just get to know the town and then just start making fun of it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
I seen that post. He posted, what is there to do around Roseburg? Someone suggested, or they offered to take you gold panning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can fit that in. Cause a lot of them, it's always just like some grandiose, they want to take me out to the beach and then go deep sea fishing and then go over the Aunt Glenda's for pie. And then, it's like this whole, and I'm like, look, I want to get half an hour, 2 hours tops.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't need to dedicate my whole day to this. And so I had this guy say he wanted to take me gold panning. And I was like, this would be fun. Perfect. And so he was offering to come pick me up and drive. And I realized he was going to have to drive a half hour to get me and then go there for a half hour and then turn around, drive me back. I was like, you don't need to do an hour and a half to drive me for this. So we go in his place. He sends me a pin, and so I I go down there. And as soon as we get there, he's the only guy in the parking lot. And so we start talking. And right off the bat, lets him know that he's doing much better, but he had a psychiatric break not too long ago. But he's on the proper medication. He's doing really well now. And he's excited about showing me how to go panning. Then we get down there and he starts showing me all the tools and talking. He's showing me the tools and he's telling me about his psychosis. And then at one point he says, "Yeah, but I'm not violent anymore." And then he goes, "Oh, and here I got an axe because sometimes you gotta break some stuff up and well." You can never be too careful because there's a lot of crazy people running around here sometimes.
Oh, no.
I was sitting there going, oh, boy, here we go. Should I pick up a rock? I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though, hanging out with him. So
that's good.
Yeah, I was wondering, like some stranger on the internet's like, I'll take you into the woods by the river. And you're like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm just fearless in that regard. I don't know if it's Marine Corps training or whatever. I'm just like, okay, game with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, experiences like that, does that help you get, material for your shows?
Oh, yeah. It's just leaving yourself open to everything. Like the thing I talked about last night was I had a guy that invited me to go do breath work and decalcify my pineal gland. And I had no idea what this entailed.
Yeah.
And it turned into a 4.5 hour breathing session in somebody's backyard in Henderson, Nevada with 40 other strangers listening to weird, that kind of weird music. Wow. And this throat singer that was just popping in. I didn't do the whole. I cut the bit down. I didn't go into all the little. There was even more crazier things going on. Like there was this one lady that was. Well, I get there. I just think it's going to be a barbecue or picnic or whatever, right? He says, "Yeah, we've got people come over." He's been sending me stuff. Like every day, he sends me assignments on breath work and the pineal gland and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I didn't read any of it. I just look at the headlines and hope for the best.
Yeah,
like everybody else, right? So I get there and everybody starts introducing me. They're all excited I'm there. I mean, it was so weird that they were so nice and everybody knew my name that I thought that I got tricked into going to a timeshare presentation.
Oh.
And, but anyway, so I'm meeting all these people and they're just, no, there was this one gal who clearly was not Russian, but she told everybody that she was Russian. Because apparently she was adopted from a Russian adoption agency when she was a baby, but she grew up in Van Nuys, California. I'm like, I'm more Russian than you are.
Yeah.
But it was like, that's how she led. When you met her, she told you her name, her name is Christina and she's Russian. Like right up, it was like, it's like it was whole wrapped up in her identity. And I was like, okay, good for you. And but she was very proud of it. And then all these just other just weird, strange people. And I loved every one of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of weird people. And but we get there. Next thing I know, they got these mats rolled out, and we're sitting crisscross applesauce, and we're breathing through our nose, and we got the didgeridoo throat guy screaming at us, and then the weird music, and then the other guy, it's like, breathe in, breathe out. He's like very mellow. It was just this surreal, weird experience, and it felt like it was only a half hour long, but it turned out it was like 4.5 hours. I was sitting in somebody's backyard listening to all this stuff.
So you time traveled.
Absolutely, I did. I could have left my body at some point in time. I don't know. I started hallucinating, having conversations with giraffes and wildebeests. I was like, what is this nonsense? But just opening yourself up to those just strange, weird, crazy experiences, and that's where, the one joke that I do, the beach this city celebration at the beach. That actually, I was visiting some friends in California, and I got up one Saturday morning and I was just decided to go for a walk, and I go and there's this beach thing going on, right? This big party celebration. There's booths and music and all this stuff, and literally as I'm walking down the middle of this thing, kind of just taking it all in, I realize I stop at one point in time, look around and go, I am the only white person here. I was like, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay. And that's when the joke hit me. Is I took 2 more steps, and then the thought hit me, well, I guess I'm in charge. And I just laughed to myself for like a good mile. And it made me laugh so hard that I was like, okay, I can't have. Well, this is one of the struggles you have as a comic, because you always want to do original material, and one of the hurdles in comedy is knowing that you've written something that's truly original. Mm-hmm. And so it made me laugh so hard that I was like, somebody's had gotten to do this joke before. So I started researching. I researched it for 2 years to see if anybody else had ever done that particular joke, and then, and like anything else, you craft it and you kind of build a story around it and everything. And so I built up, my friends are Tongan. And so I kind of add that little element to it, just kind of sets it up. And, I sat on that joke literally for 2 years. Now finally I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And, part of it is, it's going to be taken. And, but that's part of the fun too. And the first time I did it on stage, I mean, it was like a bomb went off in that room. I mean, they just did not, nobody sees that thing coming. And it just, the way I build it up and everything, it is just, it's one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, that's amazing.
And like I said, it's just, just going out and just experiencing life and making fun of how silly all of this is. Yeah.
What do you think is one show that went just completely sideways?
Oh, that's easy. I know exactly. I was in a competition one time, and the way this worked is we had there was 20 comedians, and there would be 2 groups. So there's a group of 10 and another group of 10. And one group would be at one comedy club, the other group would be at a different comedy club. And then the next night you would switch, you know what I mean? So, and then you move around, and then eventually it would, the 10 would be dropped down to 5, and then those 5 would compete with the other 5 in the final. So you had 10 more comedies. So anyway, we'd gone, you do 4 or 5 rounds, first round, and then you go, the winners of that go to the final one. So I was in this competition, and I was placing first or second every single round. I was right on top. I was doing great, and I hadn't been paying attention to the show that much before, because you see all the other comics, their material, so you're not really, you're just kind of focused on yourself, and so I come, it's my spot. I'm going up 6th. You're right. And just thinking about how I've been doing my set. Everything's right. I'm going to go up there and kill it. Here we go. And so they bring me up, packed house, standing room only, just ready to just tear it up, be on fire. And I get up there, and my first joke I would do is I would bend over and I would talk to people in the front row how I think that they were the best people in the room, because the people in the back are a bunch of wussies. And that's kind of how, and then I go into my stuff. So I do that, and usually it's just sort of just kind of a warm up joke, and then I hit them with a couple other one-liners, and I do that, and I get nothing. I mean, just silence. So I do my next joke, and it was I don't know if a room, if you've ever experienced this, where it's not just silent, but it's dead silent. It goes from being quiet to being, the audience wanted me dead.
Crickets,
like worse than I mean, just nothing. Like dead serious.
Like,
We hate you. And then like I did a few more jokes that are usually just killers, and just nothing. And I'm just like, I'm just like, I mean, I'm like, I have no idea what just happened, right? And so I'm like, am I getting punked? Is my picture out on the front? You guys are told not to even react? Am I wanted for, what is going on? And just nothing. I mean, this audience is just nothing. Wow. You know, I'm supposed to I get 5 minutes. I did like 2, and I was just like, there's no reason to continue. I'm just like, I yielded my time back to the floor and got out of there. You know, and I get back there, and everybody's like, what happened? I said, I have no idea. Yeah. And as we're back there, I start talking to the guy who went before me, who killed. He did it. He had a great set. And I was talking to him, and he goes, yeah, what happened? I don't understand what happened. I said, I don't either. And that's when as I'm looking at him, I realize what had happened. He was a hunchback. He was a short guy. He's over this. And his whole set is about trying to kill himself as a hunchback and how he couldn't do it because he has no neck. Couldn't. Oh. So that's his. You know what I mean? And it's very funny. Yeah, just this guy tried to talk about killing himself. It was quite funny. And anyway, but he's a crowd favorite kind of guy. Well, what I didn't realize at the time when I went up there, when I leaned over to talk to people in the front row, they thought I was mocking him by the way I bent over. Oh. Never even registered I'd done that but because I followed him, the audience thought that I was making fun of him. No. And so from that moment on, it did not matter what I said or did because they loved him. Mm-hmm. They were on his side, and they thought that I was making fun of him. And so, I mean, it was just absolute, the audience seriously wanted, if somebody had shot me in the head, they would have cheered. Oh my God. That's how much they hated my guts.
Perceived it to be
I was just the pure evil in their eyes, and it was just the most uncomfortable I've ever been on stage at any given point in my career. Oh, it was insane.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, right. It's just like I was just like, okay, well, this is going nowhere. Thanks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did they ever find out that you didn't do it on purpose like that?
It wouldn't matter. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just, yeah. Well, it was because they saw me. They saw us afterwards talking about it, laughing together, and I'm hanging out with the guy.
Right.
But they're still, as people are walking out, I mean, they're giving me the stink eyes. They're walking out there like, how dare you,
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh, so this is what it's like to be the heel. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but, it was probably one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, but the story that came out.
And it's just you never know. I mean, an audience can just turn on you and it's something you have no clue about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you gotten any like crazy hecklers?
I don't normally get hecklers at all, really, that much, and nothing. I handle them pretty easily. I'm not one that tries to belittle everybody, so I kind of approach it like I'm like a school, like a kindergarten teacher, and I'm just trying to get everybody, let's just focus, because you got a lot of drunks.
Oh yeah,
and. The thing about dealing with a drunk is if they're too drunk, they have no comprehension of what you're doing anyway. So it's kind of pointless.
Right.
But no, I have fun playing with the audience. Not necessarily hecklers, but just people that want to participate.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind. Yeah. I have fun with it.
It's a lot of the jokes that you make, are they not impromptu, but I guess impromptu.
Well, when you're dealing with an audience, then you've got that, and then you're always tweaking with whatever you've got.
Yeah,
you're always trying to make it better And on stage is where we call it, writing on stage. And that's just when you're, something comes to you when you're kind of in the moment.
Right.
And it's special because, you can sit and write and try to figure it out and do all that and do all the weird techniques of
right.
But for whatever reason, just all of a sudden you get on stage and it just clicks. Just the inspiration is right there.
Yeah, because I've seen people in other comedy shows where some heckler would say something and then you make a completely like total joke about it, and then it turns into like that topic, and then everything's just made up.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of fun. I've had a few of those moments.
Yeah.
So
you had a little one last night. Like someone said they were from a state.
Indiana.
Yeah.
The gal from Indiana. She had been. Sometimes you mention the place. Hey, anybody here from Indiana? Indiana, woo! Well, I just mentioned that the didgeridoo throat guy happened to be. His name was, you think he's this deep mystic from Tibet. No, he was a guy from Indiana named Kevin. So I mentioned that Kevin was from Indiana, and she's like, Indiana, woo! And I'm like, Are you from Indiana? Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, why are you here? Oh, I hate Indiana. No, okay, this is, well, you seem awfully excited about it. And so as I'm talking to her, you can tell that she's just a little bit incoherent. And so as I started just kind of asking her questions. This is the best way is you take control of it. And heckler is you just started asking them weird questions. Mm-hmm. And the weirder the question, the drunker they are, the harder it is for them to comprehend what you're even talking about.
Yeah.
And so then they confuse themselves, and then they just convince themselves to shut up. And so you just start asking them just kind of questions they're not expecting you to ask.
Right.
And it throws them off. And then once you've derailed their thought process, then you can go back to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so she was just muttering nonsense. And so I looked at her and I go, you started drinking at noon, didn't you? And she, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
How'd you know?
Wasn't hard to figure out.
Yeah.
But she was fun. She was fun.
Well, do you plan on coming back to Roseburg anytime in the future?
Oh, yeah. I think Roseburg has become my West Coast home.
Nice.
I mean, it's crazy how much I just really enjoy being here and hanging out.
Yeah.
I get noticed by people everywhere I go in this town. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I feel like your face is everywhere now on social media, and you're walking into our place here just randomly. I'm like, that was a total surprise. I was kind of caught off guard. I'm like, who are these people? Then I look you up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like
sir, there's no public restroom.
Yes, I get that a lot. Here's some change. Go away. Yeah, it was funny. I was working out at Planet Fitness the other day, and I finished up, and I started walking out. And as I'm walking towards the door, there's this young lady stops, and she stares at me, and she just stands there holding the door like an usually if you're coming in, you see somebody, you'll go through the door and kind of hold it behind you, like, oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now she stepped back and was clearly holding the door, waiting for me, and I'm like by the desk when she sees me, and so it's like an uncomfortable long walk to get to the door while she's standing there clearly waiting for me to come through the door. And then as soon as I get through the door, can I get a picture with you? And then she starts just going on about watches the videos and just, and everything, and take a picture, and it was adorable.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. Well, it was the first time, if you're not used to just strangers wanting a picture with you, it's a little like, hey, look, I'm just a regular nobody,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But one of the first times it happened, there was a family. So it was mom, dad, and they had like 4 kids. And the oldest was like 13, 14 years old. And they came up to me and said, "Hey, we want you to know we love your videos, and we appreciate that you make them so that we can show them to our kids, because we show them to them, and then we have discussions about what your message is, and we find that they're that it's kind of a fun way for us to engage with them about a lot of these topics."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, that's awesome." So I'm looking at the boy, and he just looked at me like he's just bored out of his mind, And so they go, "Hey, can we get a picture with you?" Right? And I was like, "Oh, absolutely." So I'm thinking, Mom and Dad want the picture. The kids are like, they don't care who this old fart is. And that's when the kid looks at me and goes, "I'm really sorry. I'm really nervous. I've never met somebody famous before."
Oh.
And it just struck me of, oh, okay, this is, you know what I mean? It was just sort of like,
he was just really nervous, but
Yeah.
like, had that.
yeah, it just came
Yeah.
across as
Yeah.
as being bored, but
Right.
he was just like nervous. He was like deer in the headlights. He was like, And so I told him, I says, "Well, look, it's the first time I've met you too, so I'm equally,
Right.
flabbergasted."
Yeah.
And so he gave me like a hug. He's like, "It's okay, I'll give you a hug." Well, sure. And so then we take the picture, and it was like afterwards, I was like, for them, it's a big moment, because, you don't necessarily get to see somebody that you see on the, on TV or
Right.
whatever all the time. And for them to just be right in front of you can be, for some people pretty freaking amazing.
Right.
And I thought, why am I taking that away from them? Why not just enjoy being a part of the moment? And so from that moment on, I was just like, I'm not going to downplay this at all. If they want me to be, they think I'm a celebrity, then I'm going to be the greatest celebrity they've ever
Yeah.
met.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I just have fun with it. I get it. Well, is people will see me and they'll come up and talk, and you can tell they want to ask me and get a picture, but they're not sure. So now I just always say, "Do you want to get a picture?"
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, can I?"
Yeah.
Like people
just
don't
take
wanna
the pressure
bother
off.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had one lady, she was like, "No, I'm good." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, thanks." And then she shows up like about 2 months later. She comes to one of my shows, and she says, "Hey, I don't know if you remember, I ran into your grocery store." I said, "Yeah, I remember that." And she goes, "Yeah, you asked if I want to get a picture," and I was, "Yeah, I remember that. It kind of hurt a little." And she goes, "I'm sorry. It's just, I look terrible and I didn't want to get my picture taken. But now, she wanted to get makeup and everything
Oh,
on."
yeah.
There she had been running. And so she was like, and I was like, "Oh, so it was you. It was about you. I get it." But it was just funny. It was like, "No, I'm good."
Oh,
It's like, "Oh, there's a little check for your ego there, Mr. Norman."
I'm surprised you didn't do it back. She's like, "Can I get another one?" You're like, "No, I'm good.
Yeah,
No, thanks.
probably should have.
Yeah, I need to brush my hair first.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow."
We were all, but no, it's just sort of a weird, surreal existence, because it's like not everybody. I'm not like super. I can't go anywhere famous, but it's just enough that like just about everywhere I go, there's somebody who knows who I am,
Right.
and
Well-
it's just it's a funny kind of weird.
Have any celebrities come to your shows?
I haven't not come to my shows, but I've had people reach, like Stephen Baldwin. I've talked to him online. The Tyler Reddick, the lead singer of Bowling for Soup.
Oh yeah.
We've chatted online.
Wow.
I forget how to say his Taku. How is it? He's the Maurin guy who's in Marvel.
Okay.
He's like a director and an actor. He plays what's the name of the character? Anyway, so I've had like famous people who have followed me. The lead singer of Delight.
Delight.
They're an old 80s
Okay.
kind of dance. So it's weird that like people that I've known who I've looked up to, or Puddles the clown. Or are you familiar with Puddles?
Puddles.
Puddles
Wow.
Pity Party.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, he's a big, real tall dude, and he dresses as a clown, white makeup. He's got a pointy hat.
Wasn't he on what show was that?
America's Got Talent,
yeah, that's right.
or one of those.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's just amazing voice. He has this brilliant, just amazing crooner voice, but his character doesn't speak. He will only sing. And he opens for Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh wow!
Wow!
And we've become friends because he kind of blew up about the same time I did. He's obviously bigger than I am, but he's, because we got a lot of people tagged in each other's videos, so we knew who each other are. And he contacted me and said, "Hey, I noticed we're going to be in the same area at the same time. Why don't you come out to a show as my guest?" And so I went to a Weird Al show as Puddle's guests. And I get there and I'm by myself. And I go to check in, I'm just thinking I'm going to, I just got a ticket. I'll sit in general admission and maybe I'll get to say hi sometime afterwards. Well, as soon as I get through security, they escort me back to where he's at. And he gives me backstage, everything, and we're kind of hanging out. We've been talking offline, but this is the first time we've met in person, so we were having a great time just hanging out and chatting with him and his wife, and he goes, "Well, let's go talk to Weird Al." I'm like, "Okay." And so we go to Al's thing, and he knocks on the door and says, "Hey, Al, have you got 5 seconds to say hi to my friend?" He says, "That's exactly how much time I have." And I says, "Well, I don't deserve it." And so it was me and Al standing there in the doorway. He's just staring at me. I'm staring at him, and Puddles is going, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we go, "Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you." And then we walk away. And I was like, that's exactly how it should have been to be Weird Al.
Oh my gosh!
So it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it ended up. That's a cool story. I mean, for what the interaction was.
It's kind of the most awkward way to meet a celebrity, I guess.
They're still each other. You guys count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there's no
Well, they wanted to meet.
That was good.
I didn't say they wanted to have a conversation.
Right.
There he is.
That's him. That's you. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Wow.
Gosh, that reminds me. I was showing somebody who you were, and so on your videos that you do, you usually playing like a character role.
Yeah, like I said, based loosely off my grandfather.
Yeah.
The alcoholic.
I'm like, this is a comedian guy. And I pull up a video, just a random one I pick. I'm like, I'm sure this will be the one. And you just staring at the camera and you don't say anything. And they're like waiting. I'm like, no, he's a comedian, I swear.
Maybe it was, I think I was watching a video with you too, and it was the first video that I played of him. It was just like him sitting still, silent, and then everybody was laughing. I'm like, what's going on? People kept laughing, and then you went to go grab like a bottle of water. You drank it, and people kept laughing. I'm like, what is going on? And I thought it was funny though, because like there was like no context, but the fact that everything was just, you were silent, it just made it funny.
Yeah. Well, it was you don't see in that video that kind of adds to the buildup is that the guy's bringing me on stage, and as I'm walking up there, every once in a while I do this thing where I make eye contact with every single person in the room before I get on stage. And so while he's introducing me, I'm walking through the audience, like making eye contact with every single person, and in the most awkward way that I can. And so I'm building up this weird nervous energy inside the audience as I'm walking up, right? Because people are just they're like, "What is this weirdo doing? Why is he staring at me?" And they just start laughing. And so as I'm walking up, there's laughter going on before he even says my name, right? And so then I get up there and just staring at the audience. And it's a funny little psychological trick that I've learned is that people, when they see you doing something that they themselves would never in a million years imagine doing. You know, everybody's scared to be a public speaker in any form or fashion. And they just cannot imagine a greater horror than going up in front of a group of people and forgetting what to say, you know, and looking like an idiot. And so here I am up there, not saying anything, looking like a complete idiot, but being comfortable with it. And psychologically, it throws your brain into this weird cycle because it's like, this makes no sense.
Right.
This guy is embarrassing himself, but he's okay with it. How can you be okay with this? You know, and so your brain just doesn't know what to do with it. Right. So you start laughing. And then just the fact that I'm like in no hurry, like most people would be like, I got to hurry and say something. I'm just not in a hurry to say anything. And it just throws people off.
Yeah.
So
it's like because they're uncomfortable, but you're totally comfortable with it. It's like that thought, and that's what's making it like.
Yeah, it just throws people for a loop.
Right.
And I was really not planned the way it worked out, but it just kept going, and people just kept laughing. And like every time I just picked up the water bottle, people just kept laughing. And I was just like, okay, I don't know how long I'm going to do this, you know, until they stop laughing. And it just took a while. Yeah. And so then I posted it on YouTube just to piss people off. I said, it's you know, the greatest opening to a stand-up comedy show ever. And, you know, and people get on there, this is not by any means the funniest thing I've ever seen. Or, you know, and then they start going on their diatribe about it. Yeah. And I was like, thank you for proving my point.
Yeah.
It's like, let me know you don't understand sarcasm. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I get more negative comments about that particular video than anything I think I've ever done. Wow. It's so funny. Yeah, it's always that's 2 minutes of my life I'll never get back, and you know, that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah.
It makes you wonder how long you could go up there on stage.
12 minutes. 12 minutes. I did it for 12 minutes.
Not saying anything?
I did a completely, did not say anything for 12 minutes once.
And they just kept laughing?
Just kept laughing. It got more ridiculous. And then I did one joke and then walked off stage.
Oh my gosh. And because the video that I saw was probably
it's just like a couple minutes.
Yeah, it was like I think it was even 30 seconds when I was watching. I go, this is funny. 12 minutes.
I did it for 12 minutes one night, and the audience just laughed harder and harder and harder. I mean, it was just so insane.
you got the laughs. So
yeah. It's like I'm not going to stop until you stop laughing. Right. And they just kept laughing, and then just the more I did say anything, it just got funnier and funnier. And at one point in time, somebody goes, "Why are we laughing?" And somebody goes, "I don't know either." And then they just start. They're just and it carried on for another 5 minutes. It's because of that little reaction. Yeah. I was like,
"Oh my gosh,
this is pretty sweet."
Yeah.
No, I enjoy just teasing the audience and trying to give them a different experience than anything they've had, you know, with stand up, and it's just fun, just getting up there and just playing and being a goofball. I said, just try not to be the smartest guy in the room. I just don't care for it. I'm just a knucklehead that tells jokes to strangers, for crying out loud. Don't take me seriously.
It totally got me, because I started looking at your short videos, and I'm like, he's gonna be funny. And like the first 5, you just didn't say anything, or you said like 1 or 2 words. And I'm like, I'm expecting like comedy skits, you know? No, nothing. So I'm like, what?
Is there like a term for that? Is there like a type of, what am I trying to say? Not genre, but
like a style.
Style. That's the word I'm looking for. Are you a certain style compared to other? What?
No. In fact, it's funny because I've had people say that, you know, usually you watch a comic, you can say, oh, they're like they're like Carlin, or
Right.
they're like this, or they're like this guy.
Right.
And I've had many people say, I can't figure out who to you're just not like anybody else, And I've had people that can work to your detriment as well, because I've had people just tell me, you're too weird, we don't know what to do with you. And like I got approached by America's Got Talent to be like, they were recruiting me in, so I didn't have to audition. They were going to recruit me in. I still had to go through the an audition process, but it just skipped ahead of the line kind of thing.
Right.
And so I went right directly to an audition for the producers.
Okay.
And they just didn't know, because they were bringing me in because of the videos, not because of my stand up.
Right.
And I was trying to tell them that I do stand up. Let me just do stand up. And they're like, no, we want to focus on the character. And they wanted me to roast the judges. And I'm going, my character doesn't roast anybody. And they're like, that's what they wanted me to do. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so when we did the meetings and everything, I was trying to give them what they wanted, and they were just like, it's just too weird. We don't think the audience will get it.
Yeah.
So.
So you've done comedy in all 50 states. Is there particular states that really don't get your comedy, and then ones that do?
I find it's not really states, but it's just like certain audiences. Yeah. Old white women, not a group of people you want to try to entertain all the time. But then again, I did a retirement home one time that I was expecting it to be horrible, because like I said, it's old white women, and it turned out to be one of my favorite shows ever. Because at the time I was making fun of my wife about being, the joke was, so I thought my wife was pregnant. And we were both excited about it. We go and get all the tests and everything done. Turns out she's not pregnant, which is really disappointing, especially to me, because it means that she's just fat. And I did this for this group of retired ladies. They're all in like their 70s and 80s. And that joke hit harder with them than any group I've ever done it before. God. I mean, they just about fell out of their chairs. I mean, they were just rolling. They thought that was the funniest thing ever. And I told them afterwards, I was like, I really didn't think you guys are going to go for that joke. And they go, honey, we're all fat at this point, so we get it. So it was pretty funny. But
my gosh.
And just so you know, I told my wife that joke, right? I told her, I say, okay, if you don't like this joke, I'm never going to do it. This kind of the agreement I have with my wife is I say, if I make fun of you, I'll tell you the joke first. And if you don't, you got veto rights. And she's never vetoed anything. Yeah. I thought she would veto that joke. When I told it to her, she laughed really hard. She goes, "That's funny. You need to keep that one in there."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I like you said one last night. It was like your wife was like the only person you ever been with, and you gave all the credit to God.
Yes. I gave all the credit to God because He made me unattractive.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Man.
That was another one I sat on for a while. I was like, somebody's had to have done this one before. But, yeah.
You would think, right?
But those are the ones that you just really, you get excited about when it's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Because there's times I'll listen to another comic and they'll come up with a joke and I'll sit there and go, oh, it was right there. Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they got there first. Oh. And so when I have those moments where I come up with one, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a winner right there. That's a good one. Those are fun.
Well, if anybody does want to know when your next show is, how do they find that information out?
Well, thank you for asking. No, website, rodneynorman.com. I'm on all the social medias. You can Google Rodney Norman. I am the most famous Rodney Norman of all time. Nothing against the other Rodney Normans. There's a plumber. There's a couple Air Force guys. There's a realtor. But I'm winning. You know what I mean? I got that spot locked in. But yeah, you can find me out there. And I'm making a movie. I got to tell people this.
Oh, wow.
And I was inspired by being here in Oregon because you guys are in love with Sasquatch, of course.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do have the Sasquatch Festival.
Yes. So I thought, that's it. That's my the movie is about a guy who finds himself in the middle of the forest. Obviously, he's been beat up, hit by a truck or something, but he's in the forest, left for dead. But he survives, and he's brought to safety by a Sasquatch. So he becomes friends with a Sasquatch, and then they go on an adventure to figure out who he is, and so it becomes a road buddy movie with me and the Sasquatch. And everybody keeps getting freaked out by the Sasquatch, and we just tell them, oh, no, he's just a cosplayer. Wow. And so everybody buys it, and so we get away with Sasquatch running around in normal, because he identifies as being Bigfoot. Yeah. So it works out pretty good. Huh. And so we're working on the script on that now, because people keep telling me I need to make a movie, and everybody who's approached me about making a movie, they say they wrote the movie for me. And then when I read the script, they watch something else. I don't know what they got from watching my videos that would inspire them to do this. Everything. I mean, it's like this softcore porn is what they were coming out. I was like, this is, I don't know. What is this? You know what I mean? Right. Or, it's just like this complete imbecile running around chasing squirrels. I'm like, I don't think you're paying attention to his character at all. I'm like, so I'm just going to write my own movie and do it. So it's going to be cheap, and it's going to be, I get involved. My fans are going to be in it. Nice. And we're just going to have fun making a movie that no one other than those of us who are in it are ever going to see it, probably. So.
You filming it in Oregon?
Yeah, I'm part of the Gambler 500. If you guys are familiar with that, it's a bunch of dudes who and women who go around the country in the national parks and state parks and stuff, and they clean them up. They pick up all the trash, but they do so while also cosplaying as road warriors. So they take cars and they just do ridiculous, crazy modifications to them, make them look like they're right out of some sort of a post-apocalyptic movie. Mm-hmm. And they run around national parks and stuff and clean them up. Wow. And it's just a bunch of people with too much time and too much money on their hands, and they're going to go out and make the world a better place and have a good time doing it. And so I'm getting involved with these people, and I'm gonna come back here the end of June and be a part of that. And I'm hoping to have things in place that we're going to start filming. And so part of the movie is actually going to be at one of these rallies. Wow. So like I said, I'm just.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
I hope it comes out.
Yeah.
So, could premiere it right here in Roseburg.
Are you allowed to say what the name of the movie is?
Right now, the working name is just Norman and Squatch.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, that's just the excuse me, working title. And I was, we'll get you guys in there somehow.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure it's just for the fun of it, and. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's a Norman coughing ASMR.
Yeah. Norman.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get my beard in there.
That should be like the opening scene.
This sizzle reel. There we go.
Yeah. Actually, need to redo the intro because I need to tell people that Joe's also here today. He's not usually the co-host.
Oh,
And,
okay.
So I had Ripples the Clown was my first guest. And we recorded the intro, and I gave him some bubbles. I'm like, just blow bubbles and kind of ignore me, and let's make this kind of weird. And yeah, it's a good way to start it off. Oh, people are like, that guy seemed like he was like he wasn't talking to me. Like,
we're all about the awkward moments here.
right? Exactly. You gotta pull him in somehow.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely got to hook them. You got to hook.
Yeah, yeah, and that's hard to do. I mean, I guess not, because I was pretty hooked on that video I seen of you where you didn't say anything. I'm just waiting. Like, he'll say something. Does he even know he's recording right now?
And that's just the whole video.
That was the whole video.
Yeah.
I don't think he said anything in that video.
Yeah, I've got a few of those. I just say nothing. I just stare at the camera. That's fun.
That's a hook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. It's like, what is he gonna say? So you're listening for like 13 minutes. And you're like, he has to say something. Like, what is it? So you just keep listening, and people just keep laughing, or or it's one of those videos where there's no audience. It's just you doing your thing. But it's like, what's he gonna say? So you just keep watching. He's gonna say something, right? Like, then like 15 minutes in, you don't say anything. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's like the suspense, because it is a suspense, because you're waiting for it. So you're waiting for, we're waiting for you to do something, but nothing happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man. Well, this has been an excellent conversation.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, really cool. Thank you for coming to Roseburg. Roseburg really needed it, because before you came here, nobody knew this was even a place that they could visit.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of my comic friends to come down here.
Oh wow.
Because I've told them, I said, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a cool place, man.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
Is
Yeah.
it?
No, you have to go an hour and a half away to go. Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, everyone else seems to think
Yes.
way over there is cooler than over here.
Yeah, everything that's fun to do is out of town, but
Yeah.
it's it's a good place. Stop for lunch on
Yeah.
your way there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, yeah. So this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes. Thank you.
And
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for having me.
yeah, really. I don't know what I'm saying now.
Idiot. I'm just kidding.
We'll just sit here in silence for 2 minutes.
I was just angry. I'm like,
We should. We just
Just
sit
do the
for
hook.
2 minutes, just looking at each other. Just.
See how awesome that is?
I can't keep a straight face.
Well, one of the first times I did that on camera was I was filming something else. And so I thought I turned the camera off, but it's apparently when I stopped that video, but then I started the video again.
Oh.
And so I'm staring at the camera thinking, is that on or not? And I realized it's still recording. And so I thought, I'll just sit here for a while and just stare at the camera for a minute. And then I turned it off and thought that was dumb. And then I thought, the dumber it is, the better it does. So I just posted it. And then I had people like on TikTok would duet the video, and they would just sit there. It was me sitting staring in silence as they confessed their deepest, darkest desires. And it became this trend of just people confessing things to me. It was pretty fun.
Oh man.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
So now you're like a TikTok template that you can
Yes,
use.
yes, yes.
Wow. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you guys. For anyone who is listening or watching, make sure you catch this on Spotify or Amazon Music or iHeartRadio. And we will see you on the next episode of The Outlet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.